Hello, Math 7 students. Welcome to Lesson 10, Video 10. The name of Lesson 10 or Video 10 is Finding Equivalent Ratios Given the Total Quantity. And we're going to find that on page 27 in my book. So I am turning to page 27. And here is page 27. Okay. So again, the name of the title is Finding Equivalent Ratios Given the Total Quantity. And our goal today, we are going to learn how to find equivalent ratios in tables involving fractions. I know, you guys are probably going, oh, no more fractions. We're going to do it. We're going to do it together because we're strong and we can. Question, how can a table help you find the total quantity? This is actually a really good question because it's really easy. Okay, a quantity table is just like a ratio table, but it has one more column. A column for the x value, a column for the y value, and a column for the total. So if you notice on my table that I made for you, I labeled them. So the x column is still the same. It is the independent. The y column is still the same. It is the dependent. And the total column is these two combined. Okay? So basically the way that this works is you're going to say in this table that the x value plus the y value gives you the total value. So in this example, we're working with chocolate. Hopefully you guys like chocolate. So it says dark chocolate plus milk chocolate equals total chocolate. And I think that's correct. All right, so basically, if you look at this table, what we're doing is we're adding this column to this column to get this column. So that first one is going to be pretty easy. All we have to remember is whenever we're working with fractions, we have to have a common denominator. Okay. This one, this looks a little bit harder, but I think you can still do it because it says right here, this plus this equals this. Well, then we know that we could do the reverse to find this, yes or no. Okay. And then the last one, this plus this equals this. So again, we could do the reverse and find this one, okay? Are we clear on how to do this table? Okay, we're going to work on it together. I'm going to get my scratch paper. So here we are. So basically, we need to remember dark chocolate plus milk chocolate equals total chocolate. So I have 1/2 a pound plus 3/4 of a pound is going to give me some pounds. Oh, I don't have to put two blanks. I know what that one's going to say. That one says pounds. Okay, so now let's try it. What do you remember about fractions? You have to have that's right, a common denominator. So I have to take 1/2 and turn it into something fourths. And then I'm going to add it to 3/4, and that's going to give me something. Okay, so how did I get from 2 to 4? That's right, I multiplied it by 2. What you do to one side, you have to do the other. So now this is 2/4. So now I'm focusing on 2/4 plus 3/4 gives me, everybody, what is 2/4 plus 3/4? Well, that's easy. The denominator stays the same. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So I get 5/4 pounds of chocolate. So in your book right here, you're going to write 5/4 pounds of chocolate. Okay, and if you want to know what that really is, how many times does 4 go into 5? Once with 1 left over. So that means that it's 1 1/4 pound of chocolate. And you're done. Ta-da! Not so horrible, is it? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so now let's try the next one. Except this time, we're given the total, we're given the dependent, but we need to find the independent. So we can still set it up the same way. So it's something, I'm going to do a new spot. Something plus 1 2/4 pounds equals 2 1/2 pounds. Okay? So our job is to figure out what is the something. And boys and girls, it hasn't changed. It's the same stuff. So what we have to do in order to find it is we add it over here. So in order to find that blank, we have to subtract from this one. So again, you're going to set it up 2 1/2 minus 1 2/4 equals, well, you have to have a common denominator, guys. No shortcuts. So this is 2/4. But how do I get from 4 here? So how did I get from 2 to 4? Times 2. What you do to one side, you have to do the other. So this one is 2/4. Oh, well, that's not awful. What is 2/4 minus 2/4? 0. What is 2 minus 1? 1. What is 1 plus 0? 1. So what does my answer over here have to be? 1. Was that hard? Not at all. So in this box, you have 1 pound of dark chocolate plus 1.5 pounds of milk chocolate gives me 2.5 pounds. Okay? Boys and girls, are you thinking this is a lot easier than yesterday's? I hope so. Okay, so now our last one that's in there, it says 6/8 plus something gave me 1 7/8. Okay, and it's already in common denominator, so that's really helpful. So all I have to do, look what I did up here. What did I do when I didn't know the something? You have to subtract. So I'm going to take 1 7/8 minus 6/8. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Nelson, this is so easy. What is 7/8 minus 6/8? 1/8. What is 1 minus nothing at all? 1. So what's the answer, everybody? 1 1/8. You're done. That's all you had to do. Right in here, 1 1/8. Okay, we're done. Done. Uh-oh, we're not. They want to know what the constant is. Oh, no. Can we do that? And the answer is yes. Yes, we can. So in this box, you had 1, and in this box, you had 1 1/8. So we can find the constant because remember the rule. The rule is you take the y and you divide it by the x. Okay, so we're going to take 3/4 and we're going to divide it by 1/2. Okay, that's not hard. We know how to do it. Find a common denominator. That's what we always have to do. What's the common denominator between 4 and 2? You're right, it's 4. Okay, so this fraction just comes over. How did I get from 2 to 4? Times 2. That's right. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So now we know that this fraction is equivalent to this. Now we divide straight across. What's 4 divided by 4? 1. What's 3 divided by 2? 3/2. So the answer to this one is 3/2. Okay, so far so good. That might be the constant. We're going to put a little wait button from right there. Okay, the next one that we had was a 1 right here. So we have 1 2/4 divided by 1. Well, 1 2/4 is the same thing as what? 1 2/4 is the same as 4 plus 2 is 6/4. Divided by, you're supposed to find a common denominator. So how did I get from 1 to 4 times 4? So that would be 4/4. Now we have a common denominator, yeah? Do you guys see what I did? I kind of did that trickily. Okay, 4 divided by 4 gives you 1. 6 divided by 4 gives you 6/4, which can be reduced to, 3/2. So far so good. Look, guys. Ping, 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 same. Okay, last one. So the answer on this one was 1 1/8. So we're going to take 1 1/8 divided by 6/8. Oh, good. They're already in a common denominator. So 1 1/8. So 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is really 9/8 divided by 6/8. Oh, shoot. That one was very easy. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 9 divided by 6 is 9/6. So we get 9/6. Which simplifies to 3/2. Boys and girls, what is the constant, everybody? The constant is 3/2. And then you're done. Okay, what do we know about a proportional relationship? If they all have the same constant, which this constant was 3/2, do they all have the same constant? It is a proportional relationship. So can we say that they are equivalent ratios? And the answer is yes. Okay, that's it. That's all we had to do on that one. Okay, so go back up to your question. How can a table help you find the total quantity? Please, please, please look at it and figure it out by yourself because it's very, very easy. I'll give you a hint. I'm pointing somewhere near it. All right, my dears, that's it for today. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.